Done. Rồi, okay.
Good morning, teacher, and good morning, class. Welcome to our presentation. We are group 6. There are 4 people in our group. The first one is me, Mai Xuân Tiến, and the second is Nguyễn Thị Trà, and the third is Nguyễn Thị Thu Huyên, and the last but not least is Trịnh Thị Hiền. And today we would like to present to you one of 5 dimensions in cross-cultural communication, that is masculinity and femininity. We will divide our presentation into 4 parts. The first part is definition. The second is major differences. And the next is recommendations. And the last one is situation. And now let's move to the first part. So what do you know about masculine and feminine culture? Yeah, let's then find about definition. According to Harstead, masculine culture or masculine society is one that stresses different expectations for men and women. In a masculine culture, men are expected to assertive, competitive, and focus on material success. And how about women? And women are expected to be nurturing and focused on people and quality of life. In contrast, Harstead says a feminine culture or feminine society is one where gender roles are more fluid. In this culture, both men and women are expected to be nurturing and focused on people quality of life. And the next part, Trà, Huyên, and Hiền will mention.
Good morning, teacher and everyone. And now I'm going to talk about my part. There are 5 main differences in feminine and masculine cultures. And in this part, I will introduce about the first major difference. While feminine culture emphasizes flexible sex roles behaviors, masculine culture emphasizes complementary sex role domains. Feminine cultures are associated with flexible gender roles. The roles of men and women are equal in work and life. And a feminine workplace merges male and female roles fluidly. Men and women are equally responsible for making money and take care of family. And about masculine culture, gender roles are clearly differentiated. They believe that men should take the lead and women should take the role of complement and followers. And we see that certain patriarchal rules are clearly reflected in masculine families. And I have examples to make the difference more clear. In the US, women can be the breadwinners in family. They may be the ones who have to go out and earn money for the family. And the men can also be the one who take care of and raise children. And their roles are also interchangeable. Besides that, in the masculine cultures like Vietnam or China, the man must be the one who earn money and must be the breadwinner in the family. Women are the one who have to take care of the family and raise children, and the lifter to fix the bed for men. And the next part is Huyen presentation.
Thank you, Jazz. Now I will talk about the next pair of categories: emphasize neutrality and emphasize achievements. In the categories emphasize neutrality, femininity prefer cooperation, modesty, and quality applies, creating a consensus-oriented societies. Values, quality, apply, well-being, emotional expression, and compassion. Culture emphasizing feminine orientation, value, quality, apply, well-spread, emotional expression, and compassion. On the category side, emphasize achievements. Masculine culture exhibits a preference for achievements, heroism, assertiveness, and material records, increasing competitiveness within the community. Achievement orientation relates to an individual's values and behaviors regarding accomplishment, success, and ability to overcome difficulty. I will give an example for this pair of categories. French and German as work as not risk averse, highly aggressive, and have slower tolerances than us Easterners. The set goal is to achieve. They do not accept defeats or loss in anything. Opposite the Chinese and Indian people have high tolerance at work and accept risk at work. They accept achievement with the work environments. Next, the difference between the pair of category quality of work life and economic growth. Quality of work life is a matter of modern and comfortable working environment with full technological equipment to serve the working needs associated with the culture of femininities. Western culture, they live according to the purpose of following their ability, living according to their needs, highlighting the quality of the working environments rather than the quality of work results. Economic development is concerned with the quality of work, focusing on employment, developing individual as well as collective capacities, emphasize raising the level of knowledge for economic development. For example, in the Western culture, when applied for jobs, the first thing that matters is working environment and the name of the company. So different from the Western culture is an Eastern culture when applied for jobs. They are interested in the potential of that company, learn about the scientific background, about the development of the company recent year or before. The next presents.
Yeah. Hello everyone, my full name is Vivian, and now I will talk about difference feminine culture and masculine culture. Yeah. Yeah, I am as a first work in order to live in a feminine culture. Yeah, basically mean that people work so that they can allow themselves to enjoy other things in life. Aside from their work, moreover, it means obtaining resources so that they can be a functional member of society and to permit themselves a good lifestyle. On the other hand, live in order to work in masculine cultures might be understood into a different way. One is that the life is based around their work and nothing else. Life living without knowing how to enjoy, only busy making money. The other one means they love their job so much that there is no clear line between their professional and personal life, or work hard to achieve their goals. For example, in feminine cultures, feminine culture typical in Costa Rica, which is one of the happiest place in the world. Everyone is equal. The amount of money people have makes no difference how they are treated. Human beings want to enjoy life. This is interesting because it does not lead to a state a state of rivalry like in other countries where people may need to buy a bigger house or a nicer car to match their status. Yeah, for example, in masculine culture, men hold more position of power in the job and get paid more. Women get paid less and are not fairly represented in a position of power in any field. Regardless of male or female, they tend to pride or time money, materialistic item, and dominant. Therefore, they only focus on working to earn money and do not have time to enjoy life. Yeah, the last will talk the different environmental issue and business performance. Yeah, environmental issue in feminine culture, it deals with space such as natural resources, energy, communities, and transport, air pollution, fresh air, and the sea, biodiversity. Humans tend to prevent and reuse. Business performance in masculine culture, the society will be driven by competition, achievement, and success. Individual organizations focus on achievement and profit, despite the problem of harming the environment. Yeah, the next I will introduce example. Fallen is in feminine culture. Fallen is a prime example. Air and water pollution have clearly declined over recent decades. Increase in private car use and energy consumption, and are showing signs of leveling off. Due to better control, the sulfur and diffusion of the emissions have declined. Finland has a clean air because of strong environment regulations. The government invests in renewable energy, protects forests and lakes, and promotes the adoption of electric vehicles. Example in masculine culture, petrochemical, energy, and government companies do not treat their waste before releasing it into the environment. Though individual and organization only care about the profit of the project, and that seriously affects people, animals, and the environment. All.
Yeah. After my team show you about some details of major differences between masculine and feminine culture, and now I would like to show you some recommends how to communicate effectively. Yes. The first is listen and speak up the truth. A way to often women and relating to express their ideas out of fear that they will ridiculed, ignored, will contradict or hurt somebody's feelings. As a result, your own feeling your own feeling of being unheard, ignored, and undervalued grows stronger day after day and bring with its low confidence and self-esteem. Unless the consequences unfold without judgment, you ever said that you ever said what you feel was right. And the second is encourage open collaboration. Yeah, it's no secret that men like compete, but women are more collaborative in their communicative tendencies, and they operate better in a collaborative environment. Women value friendships and relationships much more than men. Therefore, it is natural to talk and act in a way that will allow you to develop these important implement instead of following your lead. Suggest that she do with you. This will allow you to get to know each other better and to develop trust. And the third is building relationship based on nature, trust, and respect. And people will build of each other's good ideas and will feel included, useful, and respected. So you can creative express yourself more freely and also share your knowledge with others.
And the next solution is bring out the best in others and enhance people's self-worth. Women are naturally better than men in evaluating social interaction. Example, reading people's faces, feeling their emotions, and understanding their motives. You can have an open discussion with your team members about their needs and recognize their strengths. After that, you can easily assign to them the tasks that will improve their performance and boost their productivity. People will be proud to see the great job that they are doing and will feel valued. You also need to be careful about your attitude toward people. If you consider someone a loser, it will show in your attitude. So the person will eventually feel and behave as a loser. As a woman, you understanding, patient, and kind. So be like it at work. Strive to see the potential in your people, and it will bring out the best in them. And the last but not least, handle controversial issues calmly. Many women tend to avoid conflict at work to pretend that everything's fine when it's not as they legitimately fear to take it personally, get too emotional, and ruin their reputation. If you want to be effective, you need to learn how to deal with conflict directly and remain composed. Direct conflict can be appropriate and important if done in the respectful and professional way. And sometimes a soft approach works better. Use neutral language, remember your values, don't choose side immediately, and listening to each party before finding a solution. You might want to take several deep breaths to calm down, because being calm is the best way to diffuse any conflict. Yeah.
Yes, those are our recommendation for you. I'm sure it not only helps you know more about cultural communication, but it also helps you improve your relationship in the workplace. And now move to our situation in the workplace. Yeah, our situation is Vin Group has a meeting to discuss investment and market strategy projects that need an employee to take over and be responsible for implementation. The meeting consisted of 4 people. The Japanese boss named Mr. Nobi, the Vietnamese is Mr. Hian, one Chinese is Mr. Yu, and only one girl in our meeting is Mr. Annie. She is Danish. Yeah. The situation is after Mr. Nubi finished announcing the plan, Miss Annie applied for this job herself, but her boss and 2 male colleagues disagreed because they thought it was too much for her. Yeah, and Mr. Nobi is me, Mr. Hiên is Trịnh Thị Hiên, Mr. Zhu is Nguyễn Thị Trà, and Miss Annie is Nguyễn Thị Thu Huyền. Yeah, let's get started. Yeah, after I thought about the communist project, are any of you confident to accept and complete it? You can raise your hand or raise your voice, please.
Sure.
Yes.
Can I take on this project? I will do my best.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I think it's suitable for men. Yeah.
I strongly agree with Mr. Nobi's opinion. This job should not be assigned to women, because I think the project requires a lot of brain power and physical education.
Yeah, that's right. The plan, I think, had to move a lot. So it's only suitable for men. Women support that you be more reasonable. Yes, I think so.
Sure. I respect everyone's personal opinions, but this time I completely disagree with this opinion, because we both hold the same position in the companies. The volume and pressure of work will also be equal. There's no reason why I can't accept this project. I don't mind any problems. Also full of confidence and energy to be able to successfully complete the project assigned by the company this time. Besides, through this project to affirm my capacity with my boss, as well as with everyone.
However, this project requires frequent meetings with partners and traveling a lot. And surveying markets in many areas, are you sure you will be able to balance work and your family?
I also agree with your opinion. Yeah, in my viewpoint, the project will be better for you when you are a supporter. Yeah.
Well, Mr. goals are my concern, but Miss Annie's opinions are also reasonable because everyone's ability are the same. I saw her determination in this project as well as her dedication to our company in the past. And I will give you, Miss Annie, the opportunity to improve your ability to everyone.
Yeah, well, I have an idea. This time, the main person in charge of this plan will be Miss Amy. But regarding the moving or the work that is too difficult for you, we will support you so that the project can be completed soon and the best. Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. I strongly agree with that.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear everyone's input. I also strongly support the opportunity of Mr. Yu and Mr. Hian, and that I will let Miss Annie try this project, and Mr. Yu, Mr. Hian, you will support her throughout the process. I believe everyone will do well on this project.
Thank you both and everyone for treating me. I guarantee that will not betray everyone but just.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with this situation is that there are two different cultures. One is from the feminine culture and the other is from the masculine culture. But in this situation, we have applied the recommendation we mentioned about to deal with the situation. Yeah, I think in other cases, that you should also use it. It's so good for you. Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Okay, yeah, good job. Yeah, I really like your group presentation. That's very clear in there. Every single part is outstanding, really clear. Without any words to comment, I think it's very clear. And I think this is the group that I found the most balanced between all the members. I think all of you did a good job. No weak, no strongest. You know, just everyone is almost the same. Of course, you know, Huyền is a little bit, you know, not as prominent as the others, but I think you did a good job as well. So I highly appreciate. That's very clear in it. Very, very clear. Okay. But if possible, I really want you to explain the problems a little bit more. I mean, specify the problems, and then how could you deal with the problems in your situation, so that everyone can, you know, can understand. Or maybe you can pause when the problems arise, and then you explain, and then you act. I think it would be a much more logical arrangement of your solution and design of your situation. Because, you know, you acted from beginning to end, and then you stop, you explain, but, you know, you do not clarify what is the problem and how did we solve in the situation. Yeah, if you could engage that kind of things, I think it's much more convincing and coherent to the audience. Okay, but I absolutely understand every single part of your situation. So that is my recommendation. If you had a chance to do it again, right? But no chance anymore, I think so. So I highly appreciate your group contribution, and here my specific comment. Now, group work in terms of organization, contents, and presentation. Thus, all my words are listed below. Logic, clear, informative, good examples, good message delivery, insightful analysis, and nice slide design. Okay.
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Yeah, but the talk turn is somehow not very equal, especially for Tu Huyen's part in your presentation, because Tu Huyen spoke much shorter than our three members, but it's not a big problem, I think. And the second point is you need to rearrange, right, the design of the situation where you need to involve, the pause to explain the problems when it arises in a situation, and then we have recommendations, and then you act out rather than you acted from the beginning to end, and by the end of that you stop for explanation. Okay, that's the point only, but that's very good. So I give your group mark 8.8. Okay, and now it's time for individual. Okay, I think all of you did a good job. I don't need, because I gave you very long comment here. Let me show you. I think very specific comments. All good, but just some minor limitations that I think for Sun Tian, you let in terms of masculinity, femininity. I'm sorry, masculinity and femininity, and then you give a definition of masculinity, femininity with citation, because you cited Hofstad. That's good, very clear and very informative information, tactics, and very natural presentation. Then you also discuss the recommendations, and I think it's very clear, very relevant recommendation, and also insightful analysis with natural presentation. But one point, again, as other groups, you need to pay more attention to the recommendation in communicating with masculine people from masculine cultures, and what is people from feminine culture, right? It could be much clearer. And I think it seems to me, your recommendation relevant to how you communicate effectively with those who come from masculine culture, feminine cultures, right?
Yes.
I found all of your recommendation and Cha recommendation, you just give much focus on how to communicate effectively with, those who come from feminine cultures, right? So I do think you need to differentiate, recommendations, how to communicate effectively with those who come from those same culture, I mean, collectivistic culture or any cultures of masculinity, and how to communicate effectively with feminine cultures individuals, right? It'll be much clearer and better and more convincing. So that is only the limitation. And Cha, you mentioned sex and roles community. I think it's very, very good understanding. This is actually appropriate understanding. And easy to follow with very nice designs. You are very smart in slide designs where you do not engage many words, but just keywords and pictures, and very appropriate pictures, clear and relevant example. I think Cha did a good job as well. And the recommendations the same, like I mentioned already, like Thủy Tiên, right? Because both of you recommendation. And you acted very, very well as well. Now here, the emphasize the nutrients and achievements, I think it's also clear, insightful, because I think all of your group members work very seriously on the slide, and you zoom around from beginning to end. So it's very consistent in slide design, in information, right? So that helps your friends to present it very well as actually. Even, you know, I really like this point. Even you involved, you know, the individualistic culture and collectivistic culture in explanation when you give a comparison between nurturance and achievement, right? But I think you need to focus more on naturalness in plantation. You also might discuss, you know, quality of life and quality of work. Okay. And the acting is not very natural as compared to the others 3 members. Trần Tư Hiền, you also did a great job in it. Yeah. I think all of you, you know, 3 of you are almost the same, you know, in terms of everything. Tiên Cha and Hiền, I think so. I don't think so. Okay, so I give you very specific comments here. Okay. Yeah. So, you know how many points I give 3 of you? I give a Huyền here, just mark 8.2. And 3 of you, I give you mark 9. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
In mark 9. Cha mark 9. I think 3 of you are, you know, are almost exactly the same in terms of everything. And Hiền. Okay. You know, so did good job actually.
Yes, and
Okay.
teacher,
Yes.
yes, because I want to the connection about each other parts in our presentation. Yeah, and I designed my slide.
Okay.
Yes, our slide designed by me.
Okay, that's okay because that, anyway it is group work.
Yes.
So I do not pay attention to that. I just say it is a group work. But the slide is very good. I think that's the way the other groups can learn from what you like as you do, right? Okay, so here you got mark. I'm sorry, 8.8. Oh, how many marks here? 8.9. Yes, 8.9. I think this is the most coherent presentation ever as compared to the other groups I have, you know, instructed so far. It's very clear in it. Oh, sorry, it is 8.5 and this 8.9. Okay, big congratulations to this group. That's a wonderful job. Okay, yeah. So thank you so much. Any comments or any ideas about my comments and my mark giving? Are you satisfied with the marks? Yes or no? Vẫn không hài lòng à? Huh?
Yes. Yes. Yes, teacher.
Okay, I think so. Yeah, so I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Today is a 10:15 already. So the next 3 groups, I do believe you can learn something from today. Or limitation and strong points to make your presentation much better. And see you next week. And for those who have finished your presentation, remember to do what I told you and upload the link as soon as possible in e-learning, okay? Yeah, and if you could manage the time, you can come up with working on, you know, the assignment, okay, for the portfolio.